spoken. I am one of the co-hosts, Tyson Apostol, 4-time Survivor contestant, with my forever producer, Ashleigh Smith, is here. And look who decided to show up, my co-host, Riley.
What's up?
We have a very, very special guest today. One that some may know as Carolyn. We've always called her Coco here on the podcast, and we will continue to do so. Coco, are you okay?
Yeah, I am sick, but like, let's just, you know what I'm saying? When people have colds, it's not usually like, but this is bad and I'm a baby and I have every remedy and because I got to be like, I'm hosting a concert this weekend. So I'm trying to like, I can't not be able to talk. And so it's just, but I'm so hard on myself because of that time that I was not dependable. Remember? That I'll never do that again?
No, I don't remember. I forgot that. I purge all judgment and bad memories from people.
Remember when I was supposed to do that episode and then I like didn't see the message.
Yeah. I do remember that. But then we got you on twice in a row and we were so happy and everything worked out. Are you doing the Heidi Montauk thing? Is that the concert this weekend that you got going on?
Yeah. Remember her? Did you watch The Hills?
I was on a show with Spencer and Heidi. I was Spencer's best friend for like 6 months.
How do I not know this? Don't tell me what show it is. Because again, I'm so bad with like reality TV. What show was that?
I'm not supposed to tell you. You just asked me not to.
No, I know.
Marriage boot camp. Marriage boot camp.
Oh, how did you like them? Everyone says they're great.
They are great. Spencer is like one of the funniest people I've ever met. So, you'll have fun. You'll have fun. What was the teaser about all week? An episode never before like this. To be honest, it was very emotional, very sentimental, lots of tears, but I was expecting tons of fucking fireworks. The promo made me think we were getting explosions.
I mean, Jeff cried.
Jeff cried. Is that what it was? Was it Jeff crying, or was it Eva revealing that she was autistic, or was it the combination of what was the episode like we'd never seen? Jeff crying?
I was so excited to come here because you're like pumping me up. You're like, girl, and I was dying. I loved it, but I was imagining you watching it, Tyson, and I'm like, you're probably like, all right, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I loved it because this is, in my opinion, what we've been, and I came here fully prepared to talk shit, which I will, but this I loved because for me, I want to see people with real bonds, real emotions, real connections forming. That's what makes okay, now I have to vote this person out. That's what makes it interesting. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of robots playing a game. So we're getting it this season. We got it with this episode. So I like it. It was like getting a little, like they couldn't stop or help themselves though, because as the episode progressed, it's like Star's giving her idol. I can't vote these people now. Okay, then I'm just like, all right, like that's where we needed somebody like Thomas to come in and be like, shut up. But wasn't there.
He would have come in and he would have been all kumbaya with them, and then we would have gotten a confessional of him being like, I cannot wait to prey on these people's emotions.
You know who's doing it? But she's holding back is Charity. She's sick of this shit. Yeah, she is.
You think so?
Oh God, yeah. You could just see in her face, she's just like, she's over it. She's sick of it. Yeah, she is.
And is it going to reveal itself at some point? What's she going to do?
She's good. I just hope just for entertainment purposes, she'll probably not, because she's already seems like she's kind of on the outs. So for my own entertainment, just go off.
You know what? Please. When I saw Jeff crying, I thought he's finally getting a little taste of what it's like to live out there, because it's like that. Like emotions are so high and ramped up, and your connections are so strong with people. Like that's standard. Like people always like, why are people crying on Survivor? And it's like all of those senses are extra sensitive and all emotions are at peak levels. So for me, I was like, this is the first time I think Jeff has really felt like he's in the game a little bit here. Like that's really how it feels. And it's hard to balance that with also planning whose throat to slit. But I was also, after I watched all of that, I was like, I hope the promos weren't about this and say like lights tribal council on fire on her exit or something. I was still fingers crossed for something more.
You needed more. And he could have at least cried a little bit longer.
Yeah, right? Let it go instead of singing Rage Against the Machine in his head to get the waterworks to turn off.
He was trying so hard to hold it back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to be healthy because this is what helps colds.
Yeah, vitamin C. You should. Yeah. Let's talk about Camilla's game. Specifically, I mean, Camilla and Kyle. Are they going to be able to do this? Because in a perfect Survivor scenario, hypothetically, Carolyn, you and I, season 50, we're best friends. We love each other. But we can't let everybody know that. Everybody is. Ashleigh's on, Riley's on. We're all going to be there. How do we pretend not to be best friends, but then not have some type of mistrust towards each other? Because now we're thinking, oh, we promised we'd be distant, and we are. But now Coco's being a little too distant, and I can't trust her.
Yep. And that's like in my opinion, it's hard. And I don't want to think or compare every single situation to me when I was out there because I hate when people always do that.
I think you should.
But it's annoying though sometimes. But I think of me and Jam, we tried to do that briefly, but I just couldn't help myself. I couldn't. I was like, I can't like not be by him. I can't like, and I couldn't hide it. So it was just like, well, I'm over that crap.
Yeah,
but it's a foursome now.
It's a foursome now, and they've built into this foursome that now is planning to not trust each other, built off of the tribal council they had last week, which makes perfect sense. But that balance is so hard. I think every season somebody has that plan to say, my closest ally, I'm going to pretend that we hate each other. And it never works because eventually you end up hating each other, or you need reassurances to keep the progress of the group going. And it's so hard. I'm very, very excited to see if Camilla and Kyle have what it takes to maintain distance, and maybe even that foursome to maintain distance from each other.
This is deep and emotional. That's what all.
You like that?
Okay, I think like Charlie and Maria. Okay, for example, it was like they were close. Based off of what? Like, what were they close? What were they like? No, we know why Eva and Joe are close. Like, God, I would like. That is, I do like watching that. I do. That is literally like somebody who genuinely cares. He ain't even like, and that's what I want to watch. I want to watch a few monsters, and then I want to watch like people like that who are just like, I will throw my whole game for this person. That's like my daughter. That's beautiful to watch. I don't want, 18 of them, but I love, like, that's actually a bond. That's actually real. We have not gotten that in a while. Good.
So let's talk about Joe here. Jeff sobs, before Jeff is crying, I guess. Joe, he encourages Joe to go hold Eva. I'm thinking from Joe's perspective, this is Tyson in that spot. I would be encouraging. I would calm Eva down if she trusted me with that. But in my mind, I would also think, how can I move forward after displaying that bond? And how can I still win this game? Is Joe thinking that, or is he just too good of a guy?
I don't think Joe gives a crap. Do you? He's in the moment.
Yeah. I don't either.
Really thinking like, Eva's going to blow up my game now. And good, I'd rather have this. It's human. This is like real Survivor, in my opinion. I don't want to watch robots. Otherwise, it's literally just like, what are the stakes? I'm not going to be like, when they actually have to blindside each other, it's just kind of like, oh, woo. No.
But what I'm saying is I would be there for Eva. I would say, okay, she needs this. Yeah, I'm giving this to her. I feel a connection. We have to get through this. But as soon as I part that with that connection and I'm seeing everyone look at me, I have to figure out how to now tamper that situation so that I'm not a target because I'm too well connected. And Joe's not thinking that.
No,
would you be thinking that if you were doing that? Would you be thinking that if someone came to you like that? And then right after be like, how do I further myself in the game after that display?
Would I think it? Yes. Would I be like, oh crap, but would I give a crap? No.
But would you take countermeasures to negate the target that it may have put on you? And what would those be?
Yeah. What kind of like, what are you even thinking, Tyson? Like, what would the countermeasures be?
I think you have to start exaggerating your connections with your other close allies and just be the guy that's supportive of everybody he loves.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. That's why you've played this many times. Yeah.
I think you have to come back and be like, I have a real strong connection with Eva, but Coco, you and I bond on a different level than what me and Eva do. And you know that I'm here for you. And Shaheen, you know that like what we have is different than what everybody else has.
Who's going to buy that after that display,
no one's buying that, though, because he's not looking at other people like that. And he's not like, he was like nervous. He's like worried. He wants to go over there and help her. Like, can I get someone like that on my damn tribe?
You can downplay it too, though, in a way. You can say, she's like a daughter. I see her like a daughter. I'm like the father. So it's different than gameplay scenario. And yeah, I want to take care of her, but also there's a game. And the thing that's going to help him is that Star gives this idol to, is that smart of Star? Like, I actually think it might help Star's game.
Yeah.
Because she's not a target with this stupid beware advantage. But I don't think Star wasn't thinking that. Star came back. She was so pumped on Eva. She was hyping her. She was just like, you are a hero. I can't believe that this is happening. You're so awesome. I will do whatever I need to be with you. Here's the idol.
Plus, who wants that dang idol then anyway? At that point, everyone knows about it. That's why don't make it so dang hard for people to even find these damn things, because just go hide one under a log. I'm dead serious, because it's like, I'm sorry, the best idols are like when nobody knows about it, now we are literally feeling obligated to give our dang idols away, or we need to tell so many people because we can't figure it out, because I certainly would be that person who couldn't figure it out. I'd have to recruit people in to help me. I would
you did the bird box. You got the bird box.
Girl, I didn't even I'm lucky I shut the thing. I forgot to. And then didn't even close the bay. It's overcomplicated. We saw in this episode, good. Gosh, my voice ran out. Good. We saw in this episode, but we're all different. My favorite part of this episode were the moments at camp, were the bonding moments where they were actually being humans, not connecting over like, I can't figure this out, or any advantage, or truly just the real connections at camp, at when Jeff was crying. That's what I like to watch.
So when you're out there, is that what you also prefer? Is the human connections to anything else?
I don't know about you, but like, I was so excited I was like, casting's good. They picked some really great people. I'm going to get to and I wanted to just learn everything about everybody. But I get that I kind of forgot, we're on Survivor and people don't want to share everything. And so it was way more surface level conversations than I thought we would have. Or even there's people that will get real and will get deep and will talk, but there was too many surface level for my liking, to be honest.
And then it makes it hard because you can tell there's a level of insincerity or they're holding back. So
what's everybody's favorite dessert?
I've been there too. I'd rather not talk than even have that conversation. We don't have to talk.
But people don't. Again, it's different, and everybody is different, and who knows, maybe I just was someone they didn't want to open up to. That's like duh. But it's like, if I have to have one more damn conversation about what favorite cake or cookie or dessert or candy or what everyone's favorite meal is, that's not what I came here for.
Leads me to my next question. What's your favorite candy?
What?
What's your favorite candy?
I like anything. I just ordered 3 pounds of Pez.
Uh-huh.
What? You ordered
Pez?
3 pounds of Pez?
You're keeping Pez in business?
I love Pez. Yeah.
Like
do you put it in dispensers, or you just eat it plain straight out of the wrapper?
I just eat it plain. And so I ate my son was at his dad's over the weekend, and I ate all of the whole bag of Pez. So he comes home and he's like, Mom, where's my Pez? And I'm like, oh crap. And so I had to order some more. And the only way I could get it is if it was in this huge bag. And so I'm like, screw it. So I always have candy in my pocket or in my purse or whatever. I am a sweet, I love like sour. I love like the, Sour Patch Kid. Oh, I chipped my tooth when I was flying out to Fiji last time. I used to be addicted to fireballs, atomic fireballs, and I chipped my tooth. I had a big hole in my tooth. I chipped it on the way to Fiji.
And you played the whole game with a hole in your tooth.
Yeah.
Did you have to get a root canal when you got home?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst. I had to get a root canal after I was in Fiji too.
That's the second one though, from a fireball, and I won't stop.
You won't stop? I saw an article that said that scientists are getting closer. I guess there's a third layer of teeth under our adult teeth that lays dormant, and they've figured out how to trigger those into growing.
Well, so my plan,
I'm planning to wait. Well, let's wait until we get real desperate. You don't want to do that because you only get to do it once on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not. Never
Stop,
mind.
guys. It's as reputable as anywhere else.
You did your own research on that one.
Yeah, I did no research. I saw
Who gives a shit?
We've really connected over candy there, Coco.
Yeah, but girl, you know what I'm saying? They're all talking about their parents.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you about. You're on that tribe at Vula. Everybody's like, my parents are refugees. They went through this. I don't have that. How do I connect in that scenario?
You start talking about your trauma. You start talking about every horrible experience. You don't say you have autism. I listened to that episode. Are you guys crazy? You don't want to... Oh my God. But I love it. At the same time, I love it. I do. I love everyone said I had autism during season 44. And I remember it was such a...
Why did they say that? And who said that? And why did they say that? And how did you feel about them saying that?
I don't give a crap. Are you kidding me? I've been called weird my whole life. So being called if anything, and I'm watching Eva, I'm like, dang, she has it together. She's, but again, because I'm Googling, what are the, okay. Yeah. I make screechy noises. It's not that I'm socially awkward. I just don't give a shit. So there's a difference. It's not that I'm, and I was thinking of Eva during this episode, she was kind of quiet, or when they were at the journey. No, it's okay, girl. Sometimes we just don't like certain people, or we don't want to. I felt like that a lot of the times. I can't stand this small talk BS. And if I have to do it one more day, but of course they make the whole episode everybody's, and it's after that I was autistic. So,
you know what I loved about this episode? It showed so many different aspects of being on the spectrum, because of course they had the one where she had her meltdown and everything, but there was also when she was at the sanctuary, like you said, she was very quiet. And I talked to my partner about it because she has autism. And I was like, what's going on there? And she's like, well, number one, they're outside eating. There's flies everywhere. Everyone's eating with their mouths wide open while they're talking. They're talking right over her. So there's probably stuff flying over her. She just is overstimulated there as well. Yeah. And so just Eva's amazing. She just is able to kind of take a step back and just I'm just going to sit back and drink my juice. and be quiet. And it just shows how, well adjusted she is. She's just like a really big inspiration.
Yeah, she can manage.
But also, girl, maybe, she said, they're being fake. I don't like.
Oh yeah,
Charity specifically.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. She was like, I'm not gonna deal with Charity right now. I feel like she's being fake. I'm just gonna exit rather than play into it.
I feel that gosh, those conversations sometimes, and you know what I'm talking about. The people who have the
All
conversations for the camera versus oh my gosh, it's very hard to find people truly who go on reality TV. I learned this from the traders too. I don't care. It's true. It's very few people who will just are like, I'm not kidding you, like the same person, whether the camera's on or off, but also not want to give some manufactured words, or it's like, shut up. I get it.
So who's the most themselves on camera as in person?
On this season?
No, from your experiences on Traders and on Survivor.
Gabby is the same on camera, in person. That's the first thing that came to my mind, Gabby. And then as far as Survivor, I'm not.
Nobody.
No.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
I thought you would be I was nervous to meet you because just good. It's you old school people. It's scary. And you know what I'm saying? Just with Boston Rob, there's an energy. There's an aura. It's scary. There was, and so you didn't disappoint me, and neither did Boston Rob.
We are who we are.
There's that level of oh crap, these people are going to be actually super boring or actually just assholes.
You thought it was going to be super boring?
Yeah.
Why?
It you know what I'm saying? You just never know.
You don't know. I mean, that's more like actors. Actors, you see them on the street and you're like, I loved you in that show. And they're like, hello, I am super boring. And
Which
I don't want to be. Because they're playing a character.
You can't just always be on, or I think Coach is another one, is the same, I believe.
Yeah, Coach is too. So will this Vula 4, after the trauma bonding of their parents' experiences, will they be able to manipulate the game moving forward to make it to the end?
No.
That's not going to be strong enough. In the moment, it was strong and powerful, but it's not going to work out.
It always works like that, and you know it. We're all on this emotional high. Next episode, Charity's going to get to talking to them, and they're all going to be pissed again. It's true.
Yeah, it's all going to switch.
It won't last, and I don't want it to.
Yeah. There's already a crack too, because the Joe and Eva. It's how do you watch that as the other three and be like, oh yeah, it's us 4, the set 4? No way.
Yeah. You have to hope. Eva. Yeah, you have to hope that Eva goes out before the merge, which isn't going to happen because the merge is next week.
It'd be great if the California girls minus Thomas, that's Joe's a part of that. And this is evil.
Just Shaheen.
Oh yeah, never mind.
The California girl.
The California girl got Eva out. That would be.
I had the exact same thought though. I was like, Shaheen is probably going to be like, if I get Eva out, it will bring Joe into me.
There's so much of the game now that and I don't know if you thought about this your first time on Survivor. I'm assuming you did think about it on Traders, maybe not. How the audience would react to certain things. Is that something that ever goes through your mind, or you don't give a shit? You'd vote out 1 million autistic people if you had to. No problem.
No, I would think about that, but also I have a heart, so that would be hard for me. It would to an extent, but would if I can. There are people though, if I just don't like you, I don't care if you're autistic. I don't care if if you rub me the wrong way, you bother me. Like Danny from my season, get the hell out of here. So that type of thing. I have no emotion when it comes to that, and I can do whatever. But wait, what was the question? Now I forgot.
The question is the public perception. I'm sitting there. I'm watching the Eva thing. I'm Shaheen. I need Eva out. Can I spearhead voting Eva out at the merge? Or is that so ruthless? And you now with social media, fans piling on, are you like, I'm just going to get too much flack for this. It's not even worth $1 million trying to go against this.
100% people do think about that. They absolutely do. They'd be lying if they said otherwise. And I think it will be scary to be that first person. But also, we've heard other stories, but we haven't heard a story like this where someone is so vulnerable and open about like their autism and their struggles. And now and then they have that other guy, Mitch. It's like, get these people out of here, really.
But how? Because you can't be the one that's good. You can't be the one that's going to be like, hey, let's get Mitch out and Eva. And if we can do it in the same swoop, that would be really powerful. I will lead this. Who's going to do that?
Thomas. And he's gone.
Yeah.
That's it. I can't. Or I think Charity.
Charity could do it.
I just think Charity's going to find no one who wants to work with her. I think they've all got her clocked. Yeah.
You don't think Charity could go to Shaheen and say...
I mean, maybe as like a number. I just think that people will I think they have her clocked as not being super genuine and that she's not really clicking with people in a good way.
Because she's sick of this shit. She's not trying to play family. And I respect that. I like to watch it.
But you said you wanted the bonds. You said you wanted the bonds. But
I want the bonds to backstab each other because it makes it more interesting. Otherwise, I just don't care to watch people who are playing together who have no bond or no, like, other than just they won a reward together or they have the same. No, this is deep and I like it.
Okay, let's go to the losing tribe. Who was the losing tribe? Lagi? Is that the name of the tribe? I can't remember. Everybody's getting swapped around. And
for the losing tribe for
Civa.
For which
Civa loses. Yeah.
For immunity,
For immunity. Do we want to talk about the reward at all? I feel like we talked about it enough.
Yeah, or I keep it inside. Say was all.
Oh, yes. The outburst at the reward.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her?
Who is a sore winner and who is a sore loser?
Yeah, where was the line drawn?
This is what we want, people who are crying. We want people pooping their pants. We want people who are like, no, I want to eat this kiwi. Why are you watching? That's real, not this stupid walking on eggshells crap or like, oh, would you like to eat this fruit before? No, I want a break. I don't care is it the smartest thing to do or say? I don't watch this show for smartness. I don't watch this show. I don't give a shit how strategic someone is. I don't care about their biggest move. I don't care. I watch the show to be entertained because it's a TV show. I don't care about their blind side or their bullshit. I care about moments like that with Say being like that when she called Chrissy a psycho.
Yeah. So we got Say telling Mary and the winning tribe that they were gloating and it's not the sportsmanlike and they're not gracious winners. And
we don't want gracious winners. Do you?
I mean, I want to see this, but also I'm not getting in the middle of it on the island out there. I'm staying away from that conflict or fueling the flames from the background. But Sai then talks about, she goes back. Apparently, she just volunteered to sit out the challenge because she needed a break. Does that fly? Yeah? You're just
but then that she's also like, oh, they're gloating or whatever. It's like, dude, you didn't even compete in this challenge. Like, if you want them to not gloat, go beat them.
Yeah, but what if other people needed a rest even more? Like, there wasn't even a conversation. You didn't have conversations out there. Who's sitting out this week? It was always just, I need a break right now. I'm going to chill.
Loved it. Do it again.
I loved it, but I've never seen that before.
That's the difference. That's the difference with people who, again, it's like we're so scared and we're playing the game. I get it. Like, that's not the smart thing to do, but it's so much more fun to watch than everyone just like.
Yeah. So then we go to camp and Say is eating fruit and it sounds like they've rationed it and divided it equally amongst themselves. and Chrissy's kind of policing say on when and what to eat. Was that present on your season?
So annoying. I can't. It's just, you know what? And pretty soon I was digging my own holes, putting my stuff in there and being like, I'm not telling any of you. Cause they have those little like lemon trees or whatever. I don't want to like, cause we had a lot of like little lemons, whatever. It's not like you're getting like anything out of them. I just like the taste, but I'm like, I'm so sick of like, did you have your lemon square bit yet? Or did you? Oh, and I get that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. But it's really annoying. And sometimes, you know what? I just don't want to be around any of you. And I want my little lemon.
The problem with the food thing is the only clear way to make it fair is each and every person gets exactly the same amount of everything. But what the big strong guys try to argue is they have more bulk, they need more calories, all of that. And so then that comes into play. And then there's like no way that everybody is going to be happy with any scenario.
Were they saying that this episode, those strong men were saying that?
No, but I've been on seasons where they've said it. I've seen it on other seasons where men have argued that. And
I'm guessing that they also don't give you an even amount. It's not like, hey, there are 5 of you and here are 5 Kiwis. It's like production's like, here are 3 Kiwis.
Yeah. And also...
Honestly,
no, go ahead.
Honestly, I think it's better, in my opinion, like when you get... I'm not saying I'd rather starve, but when you're just teased with like a little, and I can remember like, what is
and
it?
licking it.
Like you're just like, ooh, yum. I'd rather just be starving. It's not, it messes with you more.
Well, I've been in scenarios where someone's said, I won't eat as much as like one of the smaller women. I won't eat as much this time. I'll give it to the strongest guy because he needs more. And I was like, what about the fourth? What about the 4th strongest guy? Huh? I don't get extra rice.
No, you don't get shit. You're too skinny.
Exactly. But I need it too. So I don't know. Blood versus water. I just was like, I'm just going to eat whatever I want, whenever I want. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be in an argument with people anyways about other stuff. As long as I can disguise it as best as I can. I don't really care if they know, as long as like they don't confront me on it. And they never did. I'd always just chop open the coconut and make sure I drank like 3/4 of it before I passed it. And I did that every time. I was like, this doesn't have a lot of water. You can drink the rest. I'll open another one.
These coconuts are just empty.
They're just all only like a quarter full.
You think anyone else is like, trying to take care of someone? Well, other than Joe taking care of Eva, you can't expect a Joe on your season who's going to like be, daddying you. So no.
But could you manipulate somebody like that into taking care of you? Is that a play? Is that easy? Riley is gnarly. Sorry, Carolyn, that Riley is. He's told. Riley said the way you get someone to take care of you on the island is pretend that you have autism.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, people already think I do, so no one was helping me.
It didn't work.
It didn't work for me, but I'm like more annoying. So like, no one was trying. Like, I'm not annoying. I take that back. But I love those things. I think that because we're in the hands of the fans, and I do think.
I wanted to ask you about that. Hands of the fans doesn't rhyme. Do we put D on the end of fans?
Yeah.
We put a D on the end, right?
Hands of, I love that. The hands of the fan. I can't say it like that though.
Fans.
The fans.
Yeah. That's it.
Food. I love those beans.
I think they should get food.
But those beans. You guys were always like those burnt, nasty beans from Tocantins. Yeah.
Oh my God. And we didn't have fire for like the first week. So we put them in a bowl of water. They were hard beans. We put them in a bowl of water, set them out in the sun to soften. We ate them. I was fine. Some guys weren't. Not on me.
You're fed. I just feel like you're going to get so much more out of people. Isn't that the argument? Isn't that why they're saying just freaking feed people? Because otherwise you just, come on.
And there's arguments over food if there's food present. So having food also creates drama.
There should just be tons of food. Not tons.
Not
Oh my
tons.
God. Just some. Like,
The argument you want on day 3 of Survivor is me saying, let's just eat as much as we want until it's gone. And you saying, let's ration it for 26 days. We're going to be out here 26 days. And me saying, I don't know if I'm going to be here 26 days. Exactly. I may as well eat now. And somebody being like, 26 days, 10 people. I was like, at day 26, there won't even be 10 people here. I'm going to feel real angry with myself if I get voted out and you have food still. I would prefer we eat all of it day 1. If I go back on Survivor, I'm eating it all day 1. I'm preparing a full feast spread with all of the rice and beans, just cooking nonstop to get it all cooked and being like, that's it. We're done. Everybody pig out. We're done.
No, we don't need to argue about anything. It can't
be
like we're done. They need to eat. They need to
would that get me voted out?
Yes, it would. But it didn't you not get voted out after dumping it? Didn't she not?
Yeah, she didn't.
So
she didn't.
There just needs to be food. And people who are not going to just say what everyone else says, who are going to sit out. That's in my opinion, that's what we need. I don't care. Was that the smart game move?
The smart game move is really only super entertaining if it's absurd, like Camilla and Kyle last week.
Like who?
Like Camilla and Kyle last week playing the idol and the extra vote and pretending like they're not friends. And then that all plays out perfectly. You're like, that was a great smart move. But if somebody's just being quiet because it's smart, that doesn't make TV.
Get those people out of here. Well, we don't see them.
We don't see them. They don't get invited back.
It's just, no offense. But I get it. There's the people who are like, this is a game for $1 million. And I have to, even when I was out there, I was like, I would, even if it's a dumb thing to do, or even I would always think like, I wouldn't even be like, is this going to win me the game? I'd be like, is this going to be fun? If it's not, like, I don't care. Otherwise I'd go crazy in those types of environments. I want to have fun too. Yeah. We should, that's what they should be encouraging. So
that's the goal. You can't have control over winning the $1 million. You just can't. You can't, you can try your hardest, but you can have fun. You can try to have as much fun as you can. And that's something.
Exactly. But you tried. Oh, never mind.
So let's go to Civa.
Which one's that? What color? Let's call them the colors.
Orange. I think it's orange. They lost the challenge. Bianca is very, very worried. She's in the middle there without a vote. What went wrong for Bianca?
Everything.
Right? She told Cedric she didn't have a vote.
Yeah. Is there a world where she should have done that?
No, all she had to do was keep her mouth shut.
No, I think at first I was like, girl, what are you doing? I was thinking she should say something at first. I think the bigger problem was who she told, but right before, what are you doing? That's going to piss him off, clearly. Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to tell you, you would have been better off doing damage control. That's what sealed her fate. So when did he have time to go and, when did he have time?
Chrissy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And why was Chrissy the one he decided to team up with?
That's interesting. I bet she just couldn't find anyone else, or the other one was probably at their confessional. I'm serious, because otherwise I feel like he would have told Say, but I feel like this is whatever. When she was crying, I usually feel bad for people. This was like the first time I didn't. And I'm just going to be honest. I was like, girl, you did. Like, what are you doing? And I get it. It's like, you're trying to build trust. You don't want people to be pissed off. Either commit to it and say no, or commit to it and say, I'll do the damage control.
I want to backtrack a little bit here. You said something I think is going to be very interesting for our fans. You said that Cedric got told this information about the lost vote and couldn't tell Say because she was maybe in a confessional. And during that time, that pre-tribal scramble, production is constantly pulling people aside privately to have interviews with them while the tribe is scrambling. That's partly why not everybody's present. And that's why they probably do that is to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to have conversations without certain people there all the time. But anytime the momentum shifts, they have to pull and get everybody's new read on the situation. So if it's me getting voted out, they come and ask me like, what would you feel if you got voted out? And who do you think you can trust? And then we go back, and in that time it had changed and gone somewhere else. They'd have to pull everybody else in one at a time and be like, okay, now it's so-and-so. So and it's like constant. You know, if you get pulled a few times, then the tides are turning. And if you're unaware that the tides are turning, you better start thinking of how they're turning if you are constantly getting pulled for interviews. If you're not in control of the tide turning, something's off.
I definitely agree. And that's what caused, we used to, there was like a few tribals where we would say like, because things would change so much. And so I was like, okay, I think it was when Franny went home and clearly no one was going to go the other way. But I was like, let's just try to come up with a plan like right before we leave. And then hopefully, since it's the last one, it will stick. But of course it didn't. But yeah, like the plans, they can constantly change. And then if you see people like going away, and people are always watching that too, who just got called to a confessional. Oh, that person's been in a confessional they must have an idol. Or the camera's following that person over here. They found some. Oh,
they've changed the direction of the game. They have some input that's new. There's for sure.
Constant paranoia.
And that is what makes that scramble so hard. You have to line your ducks in a row if you can, knowing you're going to get called for an interview and be out of the mix for half an hour or an hour, and then come back in and trust that the people that had your back still have your back, and you have to connect with them. I have to come back in and be like, Coco, did anything change in the time I was gone? And she'll be like, no, you're good. And then production will come in and be like, Coco, we need you for an interview. Lockdown, nobody talk. As I'm asking her, I'm like, are things good? And Coco's about to open her mouth, and production steps in is like, lockdown. And you're just looking at each other like...
Lockdown means you're going to tribal? Like
means you're getting ready for tribal. No talking, no communication whatsoever. Everybody tries to communicate with their eyes and their hands. And production constantly shuts it down. Yeah. We okay? What's going on? We good? Who's good? Which way we voting? Then you're pointing at people. Yeah.
But no, everyone's scared too. Like you think people are like, there's so many scared people. I wish there was just more people, even cast more people who just don't give a crap if they get kicked off the island that day, and then maybe they would be more willing to like not cheat and talk during when they're not supposed to, but like everyone was so scared to like.
They're less scared on returning seasons. On returning seasons, they're less scared. On returning seasons, you go in and even after lockdown, I'd walk past and Coco, we good? And you'd be like, yeah, we're good. Things are fine. You have to. You're looking out for number one out there. You've got to line your ducks up and take the risks. If production's going to yell at you for a second,
you do.
Who cares?
You do.
Who cares?
To.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So would it be like more fair if everybody got called to a confessional at the same time during the
for sure it would be more fair, but that's not, then people wouldn't be out of the mix when the mix is happening, and that's what they need. If you're in control of the game and there's 6 or 7 people left, you just say, hey, here's my alliance. Everybody stay together. We're staying together as a foursome the whole time. That way we can watchdog each other and we're fine. Yep. Would be so clean and easy. Other shows actually do interviews days after it happens, but then the narrative changes because you're not in the moment. And it's not real. It's not real time what people are thinking.
You have a chance to spin it to be
you
like,
have a chance to spin it. I knew the whole time they were going to blindside me to vote out. Like, how could I not? Like, you can spin it however you want. So you get the most real and most raw and most vulnerable and most in time reaction, and it also creates chaos, which is what they want. So fair.
I did not think he would do that though. Did you?
That Cedric would do that. I
didn't think he vote like that.
I didn't think he was. I thought he was going to tie it still. I thought he was just going to go with the original plan and figure it out from there. And how did he know that Chrissy was the one that would vote Bianca out with him? Like versus
exactly.
Say.
Can we see some of that?
He should have gone to Say. Why didn't he go to Say? Now Say is going to be pissed that he didn't tell her another thing.
What you're saying. She might have been in a confessional.
She might have been.
Say was in the confessional. Why the hell would you go to Chrissy? Like,
and Cedric can say that. Go back to camp. Why didn't you tell me? You were in a confessional and lockdown just happened.
Yeah, because clearly it was at the end of camp, like or right at the end,
walking out
when they had no time, so they were screwed. But good for him. I didn't think he'd pull. I think Say was like he's like a dog who's just like lead around
on the leash that you can't.
Leading.
He's on a dog who doesn't know how to walk on a leash, and you're just yanking him by the leash. Come on, buddy. Come on. Can you do it? Here's a treat. Let's go. No, I honestly, there was a moment when Bianca said it's going to be up to you, and the look on his face as he was like, not again, because he just went through that like 2 tribals ago where he botched it so hard, where I thought like, I hope he botches it again. It would be beautiful to see him fumble again and somehow work out for him and screw somebody over. Hilarious.
He did a good job. Well, I'd be pissed too. And then it like Say would be going. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. What would
be? And then
it would have been epic tribal though.
Another revote.
Yeah, and then I was hoping, this was my hope for the outcome, is it was going to be split on Chrissy and Say, and then everybody on the revote realized, or can you only vote for the people that have been voted for? Once that happens,
yeah, you can only vote for the people who've been voted for. So Bianca would have been safe at that point.
I would have been like, Jeff, can we just vote Bianca out? Now we know she doesn't have a vote, and we're all in agreement that it should be her. I don't think he'd do it per the rules of Survivor. But
you don't think he'd vote Say?
No, I don't think that Jeff would let you on a revote shift a vote to somebody who hadn't been voted for.
No, you can't.
You have to vote between the people.
Like, no, I need this.
Yeah.
Well, this is why, like Bianca, why did she tell him? Because like I guess her pitch to him was like, you're gonna, still vote against like Chrissy and Mitch, basically alienating them. But then Say's probably ultimately gonna go home because Bianca's plan is that Cedric probably flips because Say and Cedric actually aren't that close. So like, why tell him this? She's like, here, if this all goes to plan, you're coming out of this tribal in a horrible position.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's better for me because I'll still be here.
Yeah, and then you can still trust, and I just wanted to make sure that you could still trust me afterwards. Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
No, she screwed up.
What a fumble. What a fumble. I really wanted to see this 2-2 deadlock and the looks on everyone's face when she goes, guess what? I don't have a vote. And now I'm safe. That would have been so great. And I'm upset because I liked Bianca and I wanted to keep watching her, but I'm really upset because I really wanted this tribal to go down in this way. And now we're missing it.
I liked this better. I really did because it shocked me.
That's true. This is pretty good too.
It shocked me. I did not think Cedric would do that. I did not. So this. And then, like I said, I usually feel really, maybe I have a cold heart now, but I usually feel really bad when people are crying on their way out. And this is like the first time in a long time that I was like.
She was sobbing.
I love when people are crying on their way out or are angry. Yeah. I hate we get too many people, they get voted out and they're like, this has been the adventure of a lifetime. No regrets. Like, this was amazing. And they're going home on like day 5. And I'm like, look, if I get voted out pre-merge, I'm going to be like pissed. I'm going to be like slamming my torch in the thing. Like, all right, Jeff, get it over with.
I was going to try and blow my people's torches out, but they're so high and they're in these holes that lock them in. It's hard. It's hard to do anything.
You can't.
You're like standing on your tiptoes.
Everybody's fire's out. Fuck you guys. Nobody look at me.
That's how, but they don't want that. They want us. But I think I think that a part of that, like everybody knowing that, like, and I'm not saying like we need a bunch of poor sports out there who are, but yes, we kind of do
need some
sometimes.
Passion. Some passion for winning.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like a real emotion, like you were saying, Carolyn. It's like that's like somebody being upset when they get voted out as Survivor is real. Somebody being all like, all good vibes, like no problem. Like that's for the cameras. That's because you know how you're going to be perceived coming out of it, and you want to look like a good sport. Be a bad sport. It's Survivor. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You can be upset when you get voted out.
I remember him saying this, like, and that's what I love. Like at one of the tribals, like, and that's what I love is we can just something about being voted out and then give each other a pat on the back. And I remember looking and I'm like, I would not feel that way. I wouldn't. I would be pissed.
Yes.
And I mean, I didn't get voted out, but it was like, I was pissed. Like I would be pissed. I'm thinking like, if this happened to me, I'd be like, "Wah!" That's what I like to see is real, unless these people are just like good game. And but I believe that has more to do with them knowing that that's what Jeff wants and delivering what they think that Jeff wants 100%.
Yeah, I don't think I've been that good of a sport getting voted out, but there is a line to toe because you don't want to be you don't want to get, that's again, goes back to online. You don't want to get online and have her be like, oh, such a sore loser. Bleh, they're bad sportsmanship. So you got to toe the line of flipping everybody the bird and still being like, well, I'm still Tyson and they're not. So who really lost?
Don't read this shit when you come home. Don't read stuff that people say and then do what you want. Oh.
You have to. If you're going on reality TV show, there's a part of most people, I'll speak for myself, that are narcissistic in nature. And you love the love and attention of strangers online. And it's worth it for me to wade through the negative to get to people who tell me how awesome I am. I mostly get love now, and I love the fan base for that. There was a time when it was like 50-50 hate, and it didn't bother me that much at the time. But now I get a lot of support, probably more support than I deserve. But it's mostly love from the fans, and so yeah. And I love it. It just fuels me. I could eat that instead of food.
So what if you start? But that's the thing. Are you going to change anything about yourself? Like, let's say people are like, he's an asshole or we can't stand him. Then are you going to like stop doing what you're doing? Or are you going to...
I mean, I don't get on and read every day. I just like to see nice comments from people about myself. If somebody tweets and is like, Tyson, you're awesome. You've changed my life. You've let me know that you can be funny and yourself and not really care about certain situations. Like, to me, I like seeing that stuff. You're an inspiration and whatever. You get a lot of that. Do you like seeing that?
Yeah,
do you care? You don't care? You try to ignore it? You don't want to get a big head? What's going on?
Well, this is the truth. I don't want to like, and I'm not saying, don't take this as like, you do this and blah, blah, blah. And
I'm changing my whole life based on what you're going to say right now.
No, I was told this early on, like by my casting person, like when for Survivor in 44, she had said like, if you put all your weight into like, she just did a lot to like help me with like the online stuff. And she's like, if you put all of this stock into like what people say, what's going to happen when like the fans turn or so it's like, I can't read every single comment because I'm going to see that one comment and it's going to destroy me because I am sensitive.
Yeah, the day ruiner.
So it's almost like I would rather just not like, I don't want to sift through them, but also I truly believe it's like, I got to be okay with me and love myself. I don't want to and I'm not saying that you need like your self-esteem comes from like the blah, 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 blah. It's not going to do it just doesn't do anything for me. Like hearing that, like the other, like, does it feel good? And do I know I'm like, oh, wow, you've made a difference. Yes. But I just don't need it. It's not worth the risk of like finding out that I'm a crackhead.
Dude, but you already knew that.
No.
When I don't get what you're saying. Like you don't like when people call you that.
Feelings. I'm not a crackhead. Or like the brain fried from drugs. It's not worth sifting out that. So it's like, okay.
What percentage of comments is that? Yes. What percentage of comments is that? Is that like 1 in 10, 50%? Put a percentage on it for us.
I wouldn't even know, Tyson. I truly, and this is the truth, during Traders, during Survivor, there was one time I spent a few hours reading and I was like, I will never do this again. And I haven't since. So I'll tell even my family, they'll send me like little like this or that or whatever. But I told them early on, don't send me stuff that, and they're not like evil monsters where they would send me mean stuff, but I just don't want to soak myself in it. I don't want to no. So
well,
they'll
and that
send
can
me
even
stuff.
affect the families. Like my parents were reading stuff online and that it's trickled down. Everybody in your network. I had people sending me stuff and some of it was negative. And I could see by the headline, I was like, should I spend my day reading this? What is this?
No.
I don't care. And yeah, I don't, it's definitely not healthy to go in the wormhole of what people think about you. But if you
what
tweet,
are you going to do? What am I going to change and be like, oh, I got to act more normal? Or you got to, like, if people are calling you
I just set out for revenge. Make sure their kids don't get into college somehow.
Wait, what? What do you do?
I mean, if it's a day ruiner, I will sit and think about how to ruin their day more than they ruined mine. And if that's possible, I will figure it out.
No, you won't. Do you really?
He has said this more than once now, so I feel like he could do it.
That's good. Maybe I should
I'm
too.
very petty. I will report comments. I will email somebody internally in Instagram, figure out.
No, you won't.
I will go the distance I need to go to ruin someone's day if they've ruined mine. But that being said, I hardly ever get my day ruined from comments online.
You can't. It's not worth it. Not worth it.
Well, most of mine is just so positive. Like I am always shocked by the love of the fan base.
What do people
I know
call
a lot of
you?
people say, I mean,
I've just seen asshole.
Have you? I don't see that very often anymore. Do you see that from me? You see that a lot? Tyson's an asshole?
Like he's an asshole.
I mean, most people that say that, I look at them and I'm like, I could tell that they are not a fan of Tyson. It doesn't take me long to look at somebody, like talk for 5 minutes and I can tell you whether or not you're a fan of Tyson. If you're not a fan of Tyson, you're a fan of somebody that I think is a complete bozo. And that doesn't matter to me then at that point.
If someone's not a fan of you, who are they a fan of?
Anybody on the Heroes tribe. They're just like, he's smarmy and assholey. I like Rupert because he never did a lie. And you're like, I don't give a shit. Stuff like that. And you can tell those people immediately. You're like, you probably like Rupert. You probably like Colby. And I think, Rupert's nice enough. Colby's nice enough. Kind of a chump, but whatever.
Where's Colby been?
I don't know. He hosted a show for a while, got really buff, got physically worse at things, and then disappeared.
Good for him.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know if it's good for him or bad for him. I don't know enough. So
but there's when it comes to fans, I had met these people. And they were like, we're huge fans of you and Boston Rob. And I was like, hold up. No. And I go, explain this to me. Because if somebody's a fan of Boston Rob, they're never a fan of me. We are like, don't mix. Like, it's true. So I was like, can you explain this to me? Like from Traitors or for Survivor? Because if you are loving Boston Rob on Survivor, I'm not the type that you're rooting for on Survivor. It's kind of like you and Rupert. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And what's their answer though? Did you get an answer from these people?
Yeah, but I can't repeat it.
You can't repeat it?
No.
It's inappropriate?
It kind of. It's a little weird.
But you really can't repeat it?
Yes.
We're in a safe space. Okay.
Safe space. I get a little, but I'm working on my boundaries, truthfully.
Yeah.
Because it's draining and it will like kill me. But yeah, I
have a question. I have a question for Riley then. Riley, what do you think this fan said to Carolyn justified their love of Carolyn and Boston Rob?
I can't even begin to guess.
I can't either. I'm just totally
just
perplexed.
Tell us.
She'll text me and I'll just laugh about it. What should have Bianca done? Just kept that secret? And if she had, what would have happened? Would we have gotten that too?
Yeah. I think we would have.
Yeah?
Yep, absolutely. Your fault, Bianca. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted
Bianca.
But I want to be a villain for a second.
Yeah. I had her chosen as my first out. She DM'd me on Instagram telling me she'd prove me wrong. And she did.
So she's listening. Oh, so
she's listening.
I don't want to be mean.
No, we're not mean. They love us here on the podcast. We love the Survivor
that's always
contestants.
Annoying when people are like, "What should you have done?" I remember I was so like,
but this is the same as reading. This is the same as reading social media. It's the same as playing the game, knowing social media is going to react to your moves. You can't play the game based on what Tyson and Coco are going to say on the podcast after.
No. And quite frankly, but we're all different. And we watch because there's art. Like, and I know like you're dissecting the moves. No, I don't. I just. My favorite part about the episode was the tears, was the emotions, was the moments, and was being like, calling her a psycho. Yeah, that's what I loved. Like, that's why I watch. I need to see those moments.
Now that you've been on Survivor and you've been on the Traitors now, and you like these human connections, you also like the conflict. Is there a part of you that likes going on these shows because now you get a front row seat to both of those things?
Yeah, but I feel like no one ever likes me on these shows. I do. I mean, a few people do, but I feel like I never, other than
that's their problem, right?
Well, it's just kind of sucks because I get excited or not nobody. But like, especially with Survivor, I was so excited to like just talk to all these like new people and get to know them. And it just was not like that. It wasn't like of course there's people I connected with or whatever, and not everyone connects, and that's fine. And then, yeah, it's just like.
Would you connect with me on the island?
I think you would make fun of me. Maybe not now, but I think in the past you probably would have.
Like how far in the past? Like before we met? Like if we were both on season 44 together?
I think I think you, because good, I'm still pissed at you for how you treated that. Good.
That's honestly the most hate I get online is two things. How I treated Sierra on Token Cheens.
What the hell, man? That's like not you, and you've changed.
She was so grating. She was so grating, and they just did not show.
I'm
Listen. I'm telling you right now. My parents met her.
What did she do that was so bad? Tell me. Oh, I hated you during that.
Every time she would come back from a challenge, she would say, "Oh, I was fourth. Did everybody see? Everybody pat me on the back." She'd talk about her modeling in Japan nonstop, how much money she made constantly, how she had to sneak cash across the border, so much cash, $1 million didn't matter to her. She was a model, and everything was just stories about how awesome she was. And I was like, everybody's awesome. Like, stop. And everybody was annoyed. And I was like, I'm going to be the hero of everyone else here by telling her that she's annoying. My parents were like, we hate it. My dad hated. He was like, I wish you'd gotten voted out that night. And then they met her and they were like, doesn't justify some of the things you said, but we are starting to understand a little bit. Even her sister was like, I get it, Tyson. So, yes.
Okay.
The other thing,
can we edit that part out of this? That is so mean.
What?
No,
yeah, we can
edit
it.
You're not mean enough, Riley. You're not mean enough.
Yeah.
Yes. And what were you saying recently where I'm like, no, Riley. What did you just
Riley.
Say? Sorry,
Riley.
my son.
The autism thing where he was lying about autism. He said he would pretend.
I wouldn't actually do that.
Hey,
the other thing people always I get hate for is switching my vote on heroes versus villains and screwing Boston Rob's game.
Oh yeah, screw you for that. I'm a Boston Rob fan.
Which the plan to split votes was my idea on heroes versus villains, but they showed Rob saying it, so then it's his plan, and then I get extra blowback for that.
But that's because you can't mess with the king like that.
I mean, we were aligned. I just switched my vote. So,
but you know what I mean. Like you've learned that when it comes to Survivor. When it comes to, I think know
I'm going to tell people that go on 50 right now. Do not target people because you think their light shines brighter than yours and it's your time to shine. Align with people you trust and align with people you like, and aligning with the people with the brightest candle will only benefit you in the long game. Too many
There
people
better
come
not
out
be
and are
any-
like, too many people come out on these shows and are like, it's our time to shine. I'm the new era.
Oh.
I'm the new guard. I'm going to target Boston Rob. I'm going to target Sandra. I'm going to target
Oh.
Tony because of that. But if you work with these people,
You're
it's
right.
so much more beneficial to your career long term because you're known as the person working with the other legends.
But at the same time, man, Boston Rob almost won Dondi. Parvati
Mhm.
almost won. Like, you get what I'm saying? These legends make it to the end, and we don't want them there either. So
You
it's
don't, it's
kind of. And sorry, we've also
It's
watched
double-edged
these
sword.
legends. We've also
Yeah.
watched these legends play. All
Yeah.
I could think of with Boston Rob is like, I am literally I'm his Philip right now. I'm the little Philip on the side. That's all I could think. I was like, no, you didn't. Plus, I hate, like, at the time, I really hated, like, I had a really big problem with men. So for you, Riley, you said you had a problem with people digging through bags. And I know I say bags weird, but you don't
It's
like
Midwest.
it when people.
Can you say bagels now?
See, now I'm going to say it like bagels. And I listen, you guys don't say it like that. None of you. Bags? How do you say it?
A bag of bagels?
Bag.
That's how I say it.
Yeah. It's a bag of bagels.
But
I'm just making sure if I dig through someone's bag that I'm finding everything in there. I'm not just feeling around a little bit.
That's not what you said.
Yeah, Riley.
Well, I do think it's a little bit is slightly out
It
of
feels
bounds
dirty. It
to
feels
dig
it's
through
not
some-
out of
it's a
bounds.
little
It
bit
does
dirty.
feel dirty. It would feel dirty to go through someone's bag, but I would
Then
do
you're
it.
too
I would
soft now too, Tyson. Are you
I
kidding
wouldn't have
me?
a problem. Listen to me. I wouldn't have a problem doing it, but I would probably, if you and I are aligned and we're sitting in front of somebody's bag, I would prefer you go through it. Bag.
Yeah.
Carolyn, Coco,
So you've
go through their
gotten
bag.
older.
I'll be on the watch out.
You've matured. You're not as villainous or something, because the Tyson who was on Token Chains being like, no, you didn't. Like, good, you would have been doing whatever. And I'm sorry. And I don't think, like, this is Survivor. Is it allowed? Then we can do it.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
I agree.
absolutely allowed.
I agree. I would go through bags. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but there is part of me that I would give myself the ick a little bit going through people's bags. Like, the first thing I pull out is someone's underwear.
It's invasive in a way
I'm
that
like,
kind of
oh,
nothing
underwear.
else is.
What the
Yeah.
hell
Oh.
else what do you have in your bag that you're hiding? You're
Underwear?
on Survivor. Are you kidding me? Like, it's not like we have like an abundance. And if you have a damn idol, put it in your freaking pocket or
Bury it somewhere.
bury it somewhere. I'm sorry. Or
Yeah.
have it, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's places in your, like, you can hide it. But seriously, no, like, this is you're being too soft, Riley.
Yeah, Riley.
Man,
Riley
I think that's
is
the
willing
first time
to
somebody
pretend-
said that
That
to me on
pissed
this
me off.
show.
It pissed me off listening to
Okay.
it. I was just like disappointed. Good.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's wrong with, like, this is what's wrong with, and I'm a sensitive crybaby. But that pissed me off, because it's like, is it, are we allowed to do it? Yes, we are allowed to look through bank. Then there's no
Yeah.
problem. We are,
Yeah.
like, don't we say all the time, like, this isn't like, or yes, it's like,
It's a game for $1 million. Do everything you can within.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are
You're
you
towing
like,
the line. You're breaking the rules and then apologizing afterwards. That's how
do
the
you
game
lie
should be
in real
approached.
life? I don't know. So you're playing, like, you're playing Survivor, Riley.
Yeah.
Well, Riley's line is he's willing to tell people he's autistic, even when he's not, but he won't go through a bag.
Crazy. Oh my
It's allowed, right? There's no rule against it.
That's honestly
So we agree
insane.
that even if something is allowed by the rules, there is still something can feel dirty and feel out of bounds. We agree on that.
But you should still do it.
We just don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Like, are you kidding? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like there's already so many ways that these idols, the information about them leaks, that I just think, forcing the contestants to bury it in the sand somewhere or keep it in their shorts or whatever, it's just another level of thing that it's like, I don't know. We don't really need that. I think it's if they made a rule where Survivor said, you can't actually look through someone's bag. I'd have no problem with that just because it would help people keep the idols secret a little bit. They're not going to make that rule because they like it when people look through the bags. It's good TV.
How is our plan going to work to plant stuff in our own bag or make it look like people have gone through our bag or steal stuff
Kyle
from
did that a little, like he didn't quite do that, but I did like on this episode
how he
came back and he was like, dude, I was totally with you guys. And then it looked like someone went through my bag and I got sketched out.
Yes.
I was like, damn, they're turning this around on him.
That was good.
I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah. Is that gaslighting? Good. Is that what that is? I don't even know the definition of what that is.
Yes, it is. That would be gaslighting.
That's classic gaslight, right?
Also, no rule against gaslighting either. It's allowed.
No, it's one of the best ways to play the game.
It's like the whole game.
Yeah. It's the entire game.
That pissed me off. I just wanted to tell you. But
okay.
What? When Riley wouldn't go through bags because he's a big softie. Yeah.
You're not,
but then
like this isn't real life. Like, but that's like the dilemma, right? That makes it good is like some of this is like you have to, lie and you have to do things that you normally wouldn't for the game. And then, so when are you ever getting to do that?
It's hard to fully articulate the difference, but I feel like if I was out there, I would have no problem lying to people and, not fully revealing my plans, intentions, all this stuff that we think about with Survivor. But like if my back was against the wall, I would go through someone's bag, but I would not feel good about it. I would be like, this feels gross. And I don't know why. It
only takes one bag. After one bag, you probably get addicted to it, and then you won't be able to stop.
Through everybody's bag.
Even at home, you're like, that's your one thing is you're like going through people's bags at parties and stuff, and you're like, sorry,
that's a problem. You don't.
Sorry, I started on Survivor, and now I can't stop.
Like, what do you feel guilty about seeing? Because I want you to know there's really not, because all the stuff, we might have like a dirty sock or a tampon. I mean, what are you so scared to find? It's not like there's going to be any like,
what's a tampon?
What?
What's a tampon?
I literally had my menstrual cup in, why did I even have that on Survivor? Don't get me started. But Jam legitimately thought that it was like some sort of an idol or an advantage or something. My freaking menstrual cup. So like,
did you tell him it was?
I wasn't even pissed at him afterwards. He told me about it, and we had a good laugh. Like he's like, I was looking through your bag, and I thought that and I didn't even give a shit. But I would always have shit out of I would have stuff sprawled everywhere. But it's like, it's not like you have trinkets in there or like old family photos or anything that it's literally a bunch of dusty old clothes and stinky socks. So it's like, let me.
Riley, go through bags, buddy. For this tribe, say Cedric, Chrissy, and who's the fourth? Mitch.
And beyond.
Is there a way forward for these guys at the merge? With these four, are they just going to split apart immediately?
I hope so.
Yeah, you want the chaos.
I don't think that Say is going to feel very good about any of these people. I think she's going to feel bad that she was out of the loop on this vote.
Yeah,
I don't think that already. I felt like the way that Chrissy sort of grabbed her and was like, did you realize that there were 4 votes in there? Did you notice that? It was like, oh, that's very patronizing. Like, I don't think Say is going to love that.
And wait till Bianca's gone, Chrissy. Good. That did piss me off. Leave her if she's crying. But other than that.
I think these people all hate each other. I think there's no trust, especially with Say and the other 3. There's no trust.
I hope
Mitch wrote her name down. Cedric's wrote her name down a bunch of times, and she hates Chrissy. She doesn't trust any of them.
I want Say to team up with Charity. Is that her? Charity, right?
Charity, yeah.
Okay, I feel like that other podcast calls her Chastity, and now I keep calling her Chastity. Drop your buffs. Okay, so I want those 2 to team up because they just seem like they are pissed and they're sick of people hugging and stuff. So that's what I want to say. Charity and Say.
Yeah, that would be fun. I don't know if Say will like Charity or if she'll have the same read of the insincerity that people are feeling from Charity.
Charity needs to give off more. I like it when she's not agreeing. I like it when she's like, or rolling her eyes, or like more of
Yeah,
that.
I don't mind that,
because
but people keep saying they're feeling a level of fakeness and insincerity from her. And I think that's the thing
absolutely.
she has to move past. That's the problem I have with people. If I play these games, I feel like someone's just not being real or genuine with me.
Yeah.
I just can't trust them. And it feels like they're putting on a front just to win me over, which feels gross to me. And I just can't.
Oh,
I just can't
story
get
of my
past that.
life.
And that's everybody.
That's why I don't trust anyone. No one.
I
Don't.
mean, being on reality TV will definitely hammer
It's true.
that into someone.
Like, how much therapy am I going to need? It's true. It's like this absolutely. You think, and then, okay, then someone's calling me up. It's like, well, what do you want from me? What do you want me to do? Like, I'm over it. This does, it does mess with like the trust 100%.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be here.
Yeah, you had a once in a lifetime experience that you're going to think about for the rest of your life and will take up a quarter of your brain forever and ever and ever.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, it's great. I don't believe
Right.
anybody. Can I talk shit for a second? So I was
Yeah,
talking
for as long as you want.
We had that Survivor
Yeah.
thing. We had that event at the Mall of America. Okay,
Yes.
which I'm like, I have to seriously do these challenges. Like, they're hard. Some of those are really
Did you have to
hard.
do them, or could you have just foregone them?
I mean, I could have, but I wanted to, because I wanted to be like, you know what? I'm going to show like my son that I'm really great at these.
I saw you let Sandra beat you in a puzzle.
You think I let her? She had that.
She doesn't win challenges. She's
She goes
renowned for
against
not.
me.
She's renowned
I
for
know.
not winning challenges. That's
I
like one of the
remember
things she's most famous for.
I was worried I literally thought when I got home, I'm like, oh gosh, I just hope that I'm better than Sandra. I wasn't. And she is way better than me. She has a puzzle board. Sandra's honestly really
She's
like,
practicing.
she's good. So they're just really hard. That's all I'm saying. So
Okay.
that was a lot, but it was very fun. But I met a lot of the 40. What season was the last season? We're on
47.
47.
Yeah.
47.
So
Yeah.
like Saul, Caroline, Genevieve, the winner of Survivor. Okay.
Rachel.
And I was just like, gosh, you guys like all get along and everything's so I kept waiting for like, will someone tell me like who y'all don't like? Tell me some drama.
It's annoying,
like,
isn't it?
Yeah, they're like, you just keep looking for something, Carolyn, but we don't have anything to spill. I was like, but no, they were all really nice and funny. And I was like, they were all no drama, but they were good. I was laughing a lot. They all, because I judge people sometimes. So.
Oh, do you? That's human
Don't you?
nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 30. I mean, I wouldn't say nonstop, but basically nonstop. Season 30 was like that for us. Everybody got along, and I was like, where's the cracks? Stop pretending you're all friends
Yes.
and talk some shit on each other and hate. Somebody has to hate somebody here. Who hates who? And you tell us all of it. But I don't understand it either, because for me, I don't get along with everybody. I can get along with everybody if I have to. I can be charming. I can win a crowd over, whatever. But if somebody just is not vibing with me, I refuse to force it to work. I'll just be like, it doesn't work and we don't need to try.
No.
And I would say on each season I've been on, I have one or two close friends and pretty much don't talk to anybody else, but am friendly enough with those people when I bump into them. But some of them I haven't talked to in 15 years.
Like Sierra?
I would be friendly if I saw Sierra in person. I don't know if she would towards me, but yeah. Yeah. You weren't there, Carolyn. You weren't there.
That poor girl.
Yeah. A part of me was just like, I'm going to help her. She's going to see this on TV. She's going to see how annoying she is, and she'll just make slight adjustments and everything will be great. And then they didn't show her being annoying. They just showed her taking it on the chin constantly from me, just lining up another grand slam every single confessional.
That's got to be hard. Just
For me, yeah, it
alone.
was brutal for me. It
No,
was very sad as the
she's
fan
not.
base came for me.
I'm going to get Coach's opinion. You know what? I'm going to call him after this.
I think
and
you
I'm
should.
Ask
I
him.
think you should. And
And I
then
want to get Coach's opinion.
if he tells you the same, will you text me an apology?
100%. I might need
And
another
if he tells
opinion.
you different, I'll apologize to you.
Coach is
Talk
like
to Steven.
I don't ever talk to Steven.
Oh. Who else was on Token Chains that you talked to? Anybody? Taj?
No one.
JT? No one? Yeah. Steven would answer you if you asked him.
But I want to know about this.
But that was 15 years ago. You can't judge a Tyson
I don't ever forget.
You're still holding it against me?
A little bit. But yeah, I felt so bad for her. It was just hard.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm not judging, but I'm judging, and it's okay. But I know we're all different, and I wouldn't want to be judged from 15 years ago either. But like, poor girl. Let's get her on 50.
Sure. She might have been on Hero. I had heard she might have gotten invited to Heroes versus Villains, but I don't fully know.
She probably wanted nothing to be near you. I don't blame her.
She does get on. I think Dalton Ross did an interview with her during COVID, and she mocked everybody that still makes a buck off of Survivor and how they can't get past it. And I thought that's ironic that the girl who comes out of the woodwork to do a Survivor interview is making fun of people that are doing Survivor interviews.
I feel like I read that, and anyone who has a problem with that, it's like, yeah, we can't get over it. You try, too bad. So she's still traumatized then, probably.
We all are.
To be honest, we all are. Yeah,
we all are. Let's get to Riley's reads. Yeah, I'm not the villain.
Yeah, Riley, you too soft.
Yeah, Riley. I've never been called that before. It's kind of nice. Let's run through our favorite moments of the episode. I got one that we missed.
I have one that we missed, and I'm going to say it first, is when Jeff told Cedric he was abysmal at the challenge. And
yeah, more of that, Jeff.
And Cedric fired back, but he bounced the ball, it bounced, then bounced back at him. It was like so good.
Love that. Throw it at.
Yeah. Carolyn, what do you have?
Favorite moment?
Yeah.
Favorite moment.
I have a few, but I cried. I forgot to ask who cried here when Evo was struggling.
Well, I had a little bit.
I teared up a little bit, but at first I was like, this is a little too much. And then it kept going, and I was like, they got me.
I felt like that too. And then I was like, why am I saying that? And I realized it was because I just felt like shit and I was sick and I didn't want to cry. But I checked myself. And I think if I were to rewatch it later, I'll probably cry again, but with less judgment. So this was I loved the tears. I cried. I was like, but what the more beautiful part was Joe looking that
was part of you. Was part of you thinking Joe should have gone over and hugged her without Jeff prodding him to do so?
Hell yes. And Jeff just doesn't need to narrate that. Just let it happen. So that's what I loved. Like, just run over there, Joe. Don't, again, you're going to know. And I just don't think anything needed to be explained. It didn't.
Yeah.
Like, and it just, let's just let it happen. Or even like the thing after, I think we kind of like, that's all. Because it sometimes takes away from those moments. And so Jeff, I wish would have cried a lot longer and not held it. And then I wish it just happened. Let it happen. Jeff cried his whole way out. That's it. And I love the Say part. I love Say sitting out, being like, I need a break. Yes, you do. Go ahead. I liked that she called out Chrissy or not to her face, but behind her, like, no, I'm eating my fruit. And just don't worry about it. And then called her a psychopath. Loved it.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Okay. Riley?
Well, Ashleigh, what is your favorite?
Ashleigh, favorite.
I'm going to say in this, well, of course, the emotional part, because it did get me. I started, tearing up. I did stop around the time Jeff started tearing up. I was like, oh man, it's the first time he's cried in like 25 years, probably.
Yeah.
And that's why he stopped. But my favorite part is David, Four Nipples David, when he got reunited
The milk
with Milk.
music.
Yes. And I was like,
Yes.
wow, this is romantic. I'm so happy for him.
That was your favorite?
That was my
I thought
favorite.
it was hilarious.
Yeah,
was
that was the one
funny.
I was going to say too.
Yeah.
We've got 3 episodes now where this guy's talking about milk. That's insane.
That's Matt Van Wagenen's stamp on the episodes, is the music and the milk, and the love story between David and Milk is definitely
You
that.
can tell.
I know
tell.
Matt's sense of humor.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the
I'll
milk
find
and-
little things. Sometimes they'll add like fart noises places. They'll add giggling when it shouldn't be giggling. Some of that stuff's not even in there in that moment, and it's added for comedic effect.
I
So
wouldn't have noticed, but I know.
yeah, Matt's not giggling. There's one where Cliff Robinson, who has since passed away, he was an NBA player. He was gigantic, and there was this pole challenge, and they were trying to get him off the pole, and he had this really nice deep laugh, and while the other team was trying to get Cliff off this pole, they made it sound like Cliff was just like giggling at the other tribe for even trying, and he wasn't really in that moment laughing at them, but Matt, I think, put the laughter over that moment to make it even funnier, because they couldn't budge him at all. They were,
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I didn't
TV.
know.
Matt, yeah. Did you didn't? What?
Not with giggles. Not with
Yeah.
giggles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope he gets out of his trailer by the end of the season, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think.
But I hope he doesn't stay with that girlfriend. I do. I don't know if they're together now, but I really good. I will talk personal. I do. I believe that because I get it. I wouldn't want to raise a family in my dad's yard of a trailer. Like she's got some standards and whatnot, and it's just not doable. And she has a right to want more. But I do hope he gets some milk deals if Survivor will let him. And I hope that he does get to do some stuff and get some money and get out of the trailer.
Yeah. What would a dairy ad with David look like? Would they reattach the 4 nipples and milk the shit out of him?
That's not going to make anyone want milk. that
It's
is
the 4
not a good
nipples.
ad.
They're removed. It's like you can't even tell.
But
put 'em
there's
back
scars,
on.
and then
There's a little scar.
deep underneath, maybe the mammary glands are still there.
Then get them put back on, because at this point you can't even tell. It looks like a mole. So I'm not buying that milk, because it's not any different from someone with 2 nipples, and I wanted 4.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
A scam. So no,
Exactly.
his 4 nipples aren't doing it for me, because again, they're removed, and that's what? No. So it's just his pure enjoyment with the milk, but he's not squirting nothing out of those nipples, because they look like little just moles.
Yeah. Dormant.
But he deserves it.
All right, we'll move on to our next category, which is who did the most in this episode to advance their game.
Oh,
I think Camilla. I think Camilla and Kyle still, if they can keep playing like they're not tight with each other as well as they did last episode and have continued to do so, Kyle blaming the bag rummaging as the reason he didn't go with the California girls was brilliant, because he's like, Camilla, he didn't say anything about Camilla coming to him or anything like that. He just said, you guys sketched me out and I'm willing to work, but that kind of made me not trust the signature gaslight move. So that's who I think really helped their game moving forward. Coco, what do you got? Who did well this episode to set themselves up for a good merge run?
Say. Yeah, say.
Well, how so?
I mean,
how's it going to work out for her?
Nothing logical, but I think that they've all kind of like the tribe that she's on right now. She's kind of will have a good story to go into merge with. Like all these mothers, they all literally just screwed me over. And this person did this. This person, she's going to be a free agent come merge, and she's going to have a lot of people who want to work with her because not everyone's going to think that she's chaotic.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Unless she keeps being chaotic, then people will. That's so I look at I look at Say, and I think okay, she's going into the merge. She is a free agent. Great. But if she rubs the group the wrong way, like she did here with the comment about winning and losing and eating the fruit and gets on people's nerves, that could be an issue for her. So it's like, or it could help her.
Keep her around, like she'll be my shield. But here's the biggest problem with Emily from season 45 that I have. I loved Emily when, like, I still love Emily. I'm just saying, I loved it when Emily was pissing people off, and Venus consistently pissed people off.
I love Venus. Yeah, like, Venus was
that
great.
Was a consistent
piss off.
Yes, Emily, like coming in like woo woo woo. Then Emily starts changing for the people because she wants to stay in the game, and I'm like, girl. I liked it when Emily was pissing people off. I do. Yeah. So I don't want to see people change and like adjust to the other people so they can stay longer. No, don't let them like take your, no.
So Emily comes back for season 50. She's married. She's changed. She's mastered the game. You're not into it.
I don't want Emily to be like trying to blend in with everyone else.
Yeah.
Do you?
No, I don't. But I also don't want to get blamed as someone who's in the big group for bullying somebody who's not blending in. So often you get people who are like, they're just against me. They're haters. They don't like me for such and such. Is like, no, you're just abrasive and you're not blending in. And I'm trying to blend in and everybody here is trying to blend in and you're not. So don't make me the bad guy because you're not blending in. That's on you. I'm fine with people not blending in. I like watching that, but yeah, it's on you. If you're not blending in, don't have a problem with it. Like you got to own up to not blending in.
I love it. I love when people don't blend in and don't care.
And own up and own up to it and don't care. But when you're like, I don't blend in and it's the group of 5 that's the problem. And it's like, so the majority of everybody is the problem. The majority, 99% of and that could be, I don't know. But if we're taking a vote and it's a democracy and 99% say one thing, you got to self-reflect a little bit.
Ask Boston Rob about me. Let me know.
Okay.
Maybe
what do you want me to ask him?
Tyson. Maybe I'm the problem.
I have not talked to Boston Rob about you too much, but he seems to like you.
Problem, but I
you think you're the problem? But that's according to Boston Rob.
Boston Rob, season 44, everyone. I wonder. I'll find out. No, I really don't care. Like, let me be the problem and not change a damn thing.
There you go. Then that's fine. But don't say it's Boston Rob's. Don't say it's Boston Rob's problem that you're the problem.
Well, I still will say that, but
okay, it's Boston Rob's fault. Yeah. What else? Where are we at, Riley?
We were on who advanced their game.
Say Ashleigh. What do you got?
I think Star. Last episode I was
love that actually.
She's in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's got to be Star.
She totally won Eva over.
She won over most of the group, I think, except for probably Charity. Yeah, Charity
hates it.
She's like,
hates everyone.
You guys are fake.
Hates everyone there.
And I don't think there was a strategic element to Star giving the idol away, but I think it does help her. Everyone 100%. Knows about it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about it. What use is it anyways? Get as far away from that thing as possible.
Exactly. But why are you underestimating Star, Tyson?
I just think that
strategic. There could be strategic.
I could be strategic. I think in that moment with the high emotion, I think she was very excited to show her new ally some love.
Plus, it's like, I don't want this damn thing.
Yeah.
Now everyone's going to be trying to
Yeah,
get me.
everyone
sure.
knows about it.
For sure. That's what I'm saying.
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
Yeah. Riley, what you got?
I had Camilla too. I just feel like that connection with those other two, because otherwise it was just her and Kyle. And she, actually had the story to connect as well. So I think that there's a real bond there. That will serve her well in the merge.
Yeah. I don't think I would I don't think I'd be able to come up with the bond. I'd be like, I had a pretty good life and my parents spoiled me. I was upper middle class most of my upbringing.
That's when you make something up. You have to.
I know. Like autism. No, I don't think I can stoop that low.
No, that wouldn't and maybe no,
I could dig back and find some trauma, but I don't think it connects on the same level as their families going through the struggles that they went through and recognizing it. I'm like,
asshole.
Yeah, I have to go back 4 generations before I have something like that. And I don't even know my great-great-grandfather who left Greece with nothing to come to America. I don't even know what their struggle was. And then,
that's when you just shut the hell up and then you just listen and say this is.
Yeah,
but then
you just have to be empathetic. You just have to be empathetic.
Yep. Yeah. But you're already then on the bottom. So.
All right. The other side of the coin is who, other than Bianca, damaged their game the most this episode.
Oof.
I kind of think.
Don't say it.
No, I'm thinking Cedric. I think Cedric, not telling Say is going to be a battle. Say is going to go into the merge and say Cedric did me dirty twice and have an issue, and it's going to create some mistrust. I think he also didn't tell Mitch, so Mitch is not going to work with Cedric. And so who's he got? Chrissy, who's kind of rubbing people the wrong way and is going to have her own war with Say if that keeps going. So I think Cedric who is my winner pick from before the season started. Before the season started, we've decided to stick with our winner picks preseason and ride them as long as we can.
What happens if both years are gone? Because mine was.
Then you get to choose a new one. Then you can choose a new. You can choose a new one.
Well, then it was Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas was a good one. Yeah. So
pick another one.
Yeah, you get to pick another one. Where are we at now? We're with Coco, who
damaged their game.
Who damaged their game. Who's going to have a lot of damage control going into the merge.
I don't know. Can I copy your answer? No, I don't know. I don't want to say.
Yeah, you can copy.
I don't, because I think Cedric. I think he did a good job, but then at the same time, how I'm reading it too is they were. I feel like people can just make crap up out of anything. I'll just say Charity because I know she really didn't do a ton. I just feel like her dirty eye rolls and no, you didn't are really costing. People aren't they're not bonding with her. They're not getting the warm fuzzies by being around Charity. So she needs to work on that bitch face and just smile more. But I get it. I can't do that either. And it's hard. So I just maybe I think the merge will be good for her. I think she's the most screwed though.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't have any real tight bonds going in. Mitch seemed like he and her were together, but that's it. Ashleigh.
She's alone.
I think there's 2 people. I think Say is not going to have a good time with the merge. She has a lot of people who just aren't into her. And then if, let's say, Mary talked crap about her to her tribe, then that's a bunch of other people who have, certain expectations for Say. And then you have Chrissy going into the merge as well. I just think it's just a lot of people.
Are Say and Mary going to be able to work together at the merge, or have they already disconnected because of the post?
Yeah, they're already going after each other again.
They're not even on the same tribe.
They're friends. I think they could be really good friends, but they can never play a game of Uno, ever against each other. There's no way that they'd be able to play anything together.
Okay.
They better not go after each other though at the merge. Like, go after someone else.
Yeah.
Like don't go after each other. I really hope that doesn't happen. Truly.
Yeah, because that would ruin their game. And then I think,
really will.
honestly, I think when Joe went to go hug Ava, I think that probably showed how close they are. And like you mentioned before, Tyson, like he has the California girl that's waiting for him over there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think it might be just a little too close, and it might ruin this game for a lot
Time
of
for
people.
Eva to go.
Mm-hmm.
Riley?
I had Cedric for, I just think he comes out of this with, not able to trust Say. I don't know that he'll really be able to go the distance with a Chrissy when he was basically plotting against her minutes before that tribal, probably, and Mitch along with it. And I'm just like, who does he have? Who does he have? So I think he's earned a reputation, well earned, for being pretty unreliable to work with at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's do our winner picks. Tyson, you're sticking with Cedric.
I'm sticking with Cedric. My argument is he's just going to bumble his way through more stuff as information comes to him last minute, and he's able to just not be the guy. And then he bumbles his way long enough, and all of a sudden he's there.
I'm proud of him though for last episode. I think he did a good job. Are you kidding me? He just didn't stand there. Are we almost done? No.
Yeah, we're close.
He did a good job. I wouldn't say that he was just bumbling around. Yeah, a little bit, but good. He's not sitting on his butt, at least.
Yeah. I agree. I think, we see him in these dangerous situations. We see him getting out of them. I don't think tactfully towards these other people he's executing properly. I think he could have gone to Mitch if he had time. We don't know how much time he had, but he could have gone to Mitch and said, I know it's between Say and Chrissy. That was the plan. We're not doing that now. Bianca told me she didn't have a vote. Get Mitch on board too. Now you've won an ally.
Nah, who wants tact? No. No. I just
as a viewer, yes. But to win this thing,
bumble your way to the end, like you just said. That's
bumble your way to the end. Let's do it. Let's do it, Cedric. Who's your winner pick, Coco?
Say.
Okay. Say's going all the way.
No, I'll just stick with Say. Yeah.
Okay.
Ashleigh?
Riley? Ashleigh.
I'm going to go for Mary. I picked Mary last time after Justin left.
Okay.
And I think she's doing a
Justin
really good job.
was your winner pick?
He was. Mm-hmm. He's a pizza boy. I don't know. Something about him. I like his vibe.
Pizza's delicious. He said that he liked Tyson, which anybody who says that is automatically in the good graces of the podcast here.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised.
He was quiet under the radar. I don't like we only had the pregame interviews to choose our first winner picks.
I get it. But...
Riley, who you got?
I mean, I'm sticking with Kyle. I think he needs to do a little bit more, get a little more on his resume. Kyle
played his idol last week.
Yeah.
Oh, duh.
But I like him. I vibed with him. Same thing. Okay, we can wrap this up with who's going home next week.
Eva.
Merge time. Eva, you think they're going to clear out Eva already?
Charity comes in there.
Cut her.
Wow.
Even though she has do I want Eva to go? No. Did I want Thomas gone? No. But
if they vote Eva out next week,
I need more tears.
This cast will be the most hated cast, even over season 39. Even over season 39.
Shut up. You really believe it?
No, I don't. Way. People will be pissed. People will be so pissed, but it is the game.
How are they ever supposed to go?
How are they going to win? How are they going to win? Yeah, I agree. You think it's coming? I don't think it's coming next week. But I would love to see it. It would just be so crazy. I think if I'm in that situation, I'm waiting for someone else to say it, and then I'm like, oh, I never thought of that. You're right. Yeah. No. Okay.
People said this stuff before, where they're like, they have too good of a story. They have too good of a
every time. Okay.
It's true. But no one's going to be that asshole. You're right.
Eva next. No, wow.
No, am I kidding? I was just dreaming.
I think I mean, it could be. That would be absurd.
It's not happening. You know it. Not next episode. All these monsters. We're not in that era anymore.
And an old me would have said it's somebody who's been naming names like crazy, which is Say, which is Chrissy, which is Mary. They're just like telling people who they want out next. And that doesn't seem to really have any repercussions like it used to. You used to never name a name. You'd be like, what's on the count of 3, we say a name. And then you don't say the name. And you're like, okay, let's do it. You said it. Remember, I'm telling the tribe. That doesn't matter anymore. These people are naming names. That doesn't seem to, that used to be a dead giveaway as to who was on the chopping block. So I do think Chrissy's going to maybe play a little too hard here going into the merge, trying to push things on Say or having a battle when she should lay low, and that might come back to bite her. So I'm going to say Chrissy. Ashleigh?
Oh, I might copy you guys, to be honest.
Do it.
Okay, I'm going to copy your guys' homework and say, no, I'm not going to copy your guys' homework. I'm going to say the next person who's going to go home is going to be Charity. I think once everybody...
no, you did not.
Everybody's going to get together, and then she's going to... No. I think also because she's like a flight attendant, I think. And I think...
What?
She's like a flight attendant, I believe.
Yeah. On Spirit Airlines, which nobody has mentioned that it's Spirit, because I think she was in a black and yellow.
Used to all this.
She should be hardcore dealing with personalities.
That's probably why she can't stand them, because she's a flight attendant from Spirit. So she's already, flight attendants already roll their eyes at us all the time whenever we ask for things, or we talk too loud. So I'm like, it's just a matter of time before she's going to be like, guys, shut up. And everyone seems really sweet and close right now.
Yeah.
I just think it's just going to rub everyone the wrong way.
Yeah, let it out, Charity. Let
it out.
Tell us. Tell us.
We like the connections, but we also like it when people don't have the connections. Let them tell them how you feel. She's sick of holding it in. I can tell.
She sure is. She just can't find anyone to unload on.
It's true.
Well, Say
if she can find her person to unload and it's Say, then it might actually work.
Yep. And you know what? Charity might be able to be the person to tell Say, like, shh, don't say anymore. Maybe they might be good for each other.
No one's going to tell Say nothing.
Yeah.
You know it. I like it.
Yeah, you can't. You have to be like, she is a locomotive, and you just have to let her plow through this stuff.
That's what we need. It's true.
Yeah. Riley?
This is why. So my pick is Say to go home. I think that it's going to be something weird. It's going to be something weird. We're going to have like half the people are going to be immune. It's going to be like 6 people can be voted for, and
it's not going to be clean.
I think that, so when that happens, instead of taking a big shot at somebody that you need out from the other alliance, it's just going to be like, we just got to vote for somebody that we can agree on. And Say, I think, has run out of allies and will probably cause some chaos. And she may just be the easy target next week. No,
I think people just keep saying that she's causing chaos. What has she actually done that's been that chaotic? What? She said she needed a break? Had an opinion?
It's not chaotic.
Yeah, all it takes is a little bit to
that's not
stir
chaotic.
pot.
It's not necessarily chaotic, but Survivor being on a tribe is a group think and is a democracy. And if you're not playing that way, where you got to get around and announce that you're eating a kiwi and judge everyone's looks before you dig into your kiwi, or state, oh, I only have 2 pieces of fruit left that are mine. I know I do, but I'm going to eat one right now. There's just, you have to imagine every single thing that rubs somebody the wrong way and just live like that. It's not a way to live, but it's the safest way to be on Survivor. And she's definitely not doing that. So I wouldn't say chaotic, but I would say
she's not chaotic. She's too honest. Too honest for Survivor.
More says.
More say. If we could have a season of only says, it would be
awesome.
An amazing season. Yeah. Is there a world, Coco, where the future of Survivor is casting only people that don't even care about the strategic element as much in those social situations. They just do the thing that they want to do in the social situations.
I feel like that was the old school, right? Back when you were bullying that. No, I'm kidding, because I'm. That was token cheats, everybody.
Yeah. That was token cheats. I mean, yeah, I still measured my words with people differently there sometimes. And
monster. Yeah, I'll call her one.
Yeah. Who?
The one. What the heck season was that? I was like, who are these animals? Alicia, One World.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of them. But I think that's different than Say. Say's not a bully. She's just doing the thing she wants to do. And she doesn't ask for permission. And on Survivor, asking for permission is the democratic way. And it's the way and it sucks and it's annoying, but there's always going to be somebody who doesn't live by that rule. And then you're going to get the entertainment. But
cast them.
We need a season of everybody who's not willing to live the democratic way.
Thank you.
No votes, no announcements about what they're going to do before they do it. They're just going to do it without regarding anybody else's input on any of it before they take action.
Let it. Riley is terrified right now.
He's too soft.
You are. You are.
Yep.
Where we at, Riley?
That's it. That's everything.
Okay. Coco, you're on Patreon. You're covering Survivor on Patreon? Is that what you're doing?
Oh.
Tell us all the things you're doing.
Girl. Oh, a lot. I'm like, that's probably why I'm sick right now. I'm doing too much. I give too much of my heart on Cameo. And when people hear that my videos are like 8 minutes, good. I have a heart for this stuff. And I can't just when people reach out and share their like struggles or I can't just be like, well, happy birthday. I can't. And so I spend a lot of time in my chair. And I can't just, I don't do anything. I don't have a life. I don't like go and like, you know what I'm saying? My life is spent. I do my online, my Zoom, my coaching sessions. I'm sold out right now on my website because I'm like, I can't I don't know how to take it off because I had I need a break from doing them because it has just been back to back to back to back. So I do the life coaching stuff. I do my cameos. I'm recapping on Patreon. And then if somebody will say like, and I don't charge much because I don't want to be like, this is supposed to just be for fun and whatever. And I do believe I'm like, good if I do, cause I'm only $5. And I also then
you're $5 on Cameo?
Hell no.
Oh.
On Patreon. But my thought is like, then I don't have a lot because I always I put pressure on myself. So if I'm just $5 a month, you know what? What do you expect out of me?
Yeah.
And I can
get one exclusive piece a month and that's good.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
But I have Brittany recapping with me. Sandra does. It's fun. Me and Sandra, we're recapping Dondi too. We're recapping everything. So people will be like, recap this show. And half the time with the Survivor episodes, I've been like, this is probably the most structured episode I've ever done it with y'all. Cause me and Sandra are all over the place when we do it. So this is thank you for showing me this is professional. So I'm excited.
Everybody says that about me. Everybody says that about me.
No, they do not.
They don't.
No, you know what I'm saying? You guys have it's very it's very organized. So yeah, I'm doing a lot.
We try to be. Good. Well, that's good to hear. Where can everyone get all that information? You're on Instagram, I see quite a bit. Is that where people can follow you?
Yeah, the Carolyn Rose.
Okay, Carolyn Rose on Instagram. You heard
with
it here.
With the zeros, Tyson. You got to have the zeros.
With the zeros instead of the O's.
How do I change that? I can't. Those were taken. That was taken.
That was taken. You can find out who has it and maybe offer a swap or a buyout or pay them a little bit for it or something. But the O's are fine.
Rose, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I wish I could just be at Tyson on all my stuff, but I have to be my full name, which Apostol people misspell all the time, so they don't get it right. And that's probably why I don't have 30 million followers.
Exactly.
Coco, thank you so much for your time and energy and for filling in last minute for a sick guest while you yourself are also sick.
Yeah, who was that? Let's call them out really quick. Yo, let's check and see how sick you are. Who is it? Who?
It's Jem. Jem from 2 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago. 46.
All right, Jem.
Yeah. She sent me a voice message and sounded very ill. So we'll believe her. Anyways, that'll do it. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next week, merge episode. Riley, thank you for your energy, for being here. Ashleigh, thank you for your input and also for making us sound amazing in post-production. This isn't, again, what my voice sounds like. It's not near as soothing and commanding and all the positive things that you are hearing right now. It's way different than this, but Ashleigh puts a spin on it, twist that's her own that everybody seems to love. Until next week, see ya.